Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 9.11. And of course, you're playing as Germany. And I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. You know you want to. At least I want you to, because I want to see you around more often. Oh yes, we're still battling this stuff down here. Okay, tank destroyers have advanced. Very good. Medium bomber prototypes. Good, which opens up these. We'll switch that one over to aero engines, airborne artillery upgrade advanced, and motorcycle recon upgrade advanced. Those are both down here, and we're going to let them continue. That leaves us just a little bit of research available. Now, I was mentioned, and I think we are, yeah, we've got a lot more. So let's actually reduce this down considerably. Let's lock this and let's unlock espionage. Increase espionage. I just noticed we're at 0. And let's even open this up a little bit more. We've got enough diplomacy, but yeah, we want to keep officers coming in even though we've got a lot. And I will very much say that we've got a lot. Okay, with all this, we're going to go here and here. You know how much I love reducing time between attacks. Well, let's get air power. Oh, there's a bunch to do there, but I just don't want to miss there. Okay, small ship sonar, that going. Okay, keeping their air from messing with us, that's good. Our carrier. The marine torpedo, that would be good. Yeah, that will help. Okay. Layout that doesn't have any negatives. And over here, yeah, we'll do that. Research there. And twin engine fighter prototypes, that would be good too. There we go. Okay, we want the 10th flotilla. Careful not to hit anything else. Okay. And that, I believe, is in our production queue. We'll pop it to the top. So there's anything else here I want to trigger? I guess we'll do the Rita Commando unit. And that one will put these lose all the border points with Spain. Okay, mass assaults has advanced. Yeah, we'll do that. And light bomber prototypes, good, that'll be grayed out. And air cooling system, which allows time rate focus, I guess that over. Here, okay, yeah, for these two, I think we have. Where do we go? No, we're not doing transatlantic, and I'm also not buying fuel at the moment. Okay, we've won the Battle of Alexandria. I guess we start heading back there. Now, of course, we've won in Malta here. And I think next is best to go after Gibraltar. I think that's the thing to do. Before they can move in more reinforcements is what I'm thinking. Now let's look at my divisions here. That's good but weak because of okay, those guys are actually fairly good shape. You pop over here and collect them. And you guys can, well, let's just send a couple of guys, couple of Minecraft to get this HQ. Okay, no, not you. Not you. You. Oh, naval striking. You want naval striking all over this part of the world, not just there anymore. Okay, small arms manufacturing, very good. That is at 44, 1944. We'll do submarine aircraft armament. Well, let's start then with you get on board. Rebase because we don't want the ships going back. Snowfall ends, fine. Commando training advanced. Okay, that is this one here. Okay, we're gonna let that continue. And light armor designs have advanced. I think I'm pushing all the correct technologies to get medium and heavy soon. We'll do anti-personnel defenses. The Germans did do that one. Okay, you can't. You guys, let's see, how are you based here? Okay, you rebased to there. You can't go that far either, so you come here. You go to Rome. Go to Rome. Actually, no, let's not go to Rome. You come over here. We're going to want protection for our... Maybe should have moved more guys. This time rebase. You come out. How big is this air base? 4. Yeah, you join them out there. Certainly hope the British don't re-invade here. Okay, jungle unit training, great. And well, it's up to date, but we'll continue that. Now, let's see here. Okay, they're already sort of maximized for fort taking. They're slow because they don't have any transport units. Left back in Alex. These guys. Regular armor. Let's... was the 11th? And I should pay attention to things like that. Are. Yes. Okay. So remove your infantry. Give them that. Remove your transport. There we go. Now they're maximized a bit more for fortress taking those elite guys. Okay. Those guys will go. Those guys will go. Okay, so. Well, let's create. Turpits I'm a bit worried about, but we have, I think, we have barrel. Okay. Let's rebase the carrier. See if we can join them. Do one thing under the other guy. Without having to go into land. Okay. Nope, we gotta move them both. Rebase to land and do that. Oh wow. way. There we go. Now rebase the area. They'll at least be better protected that way. Okay, we can have some. We have a lot more money, yeah. Yeah, let's give them both of these guys. Well, it depends on how fast and what's going on here. We'll have to do some aerial reconnaissance. These guys are fleeing, which is good. At least they're heading this way, maybe to here, but we'll see. Now. Okay, first we're going to move the two headquarters. These guys. Let the rest continue to get healed up a bit. I wonder if we actually plan on using evasion or not. Part of this, but we will send these guys here to Oran. Okay, tech, small arms increased to 6. Good. We can improve submarine crew training. It reminds me. You need to come to here. Movement. And you, let's see, where do we want to send you? Look at the naval, where we're getting some action or not getting some action. These guys are heading back. Wow, look at these guys. They're heading back up to here after resting here in Suriname, and they hit a 3. So, well, that ain't a bad idea. Do passive convoy rating right to there and see if that. And of course, we hope to hit a bunch of things as we head south. Okay, rare materials, we like that. So we've won there. How are we doing out here? You've taken that. Back to here. Back that until we get more units shifted out. Okay, actually we're gonna unload you because I don't know what I want to do with you. Yeah, we have some garrisons here, don't we? No, we don't. Well, we have these guys. We don't want more garrisons. Where do we have more garrisons? Up here? Those are Marine and this light division. Thought we had more garrisons somewhere ready to go. I know we're building a bunch. Guess maybe that's it. Yeah, then I don't know. We need more. Okay. You stop your attack. Not getting enough support from the Italians. Amphibious unit training. Good. We'll let that continue. Where is... We have it. I want to use it. Okay. On this division. So we need to send... Well, these guys are going that way. We don't have any more transports, do we? Okay, well, I guess we'll have to wait. We have somewhere we can shift our fighters. Even air bases hardly big enough, but okay. Those guys are all Italians. Actually, you stop striking. You come up to there. You guys come to, I guess this air base also, or yeah, come to here. I guess this air base 8, that's plenty big enough. What I have in mind. Okay, you guys over here. Let's first attack in there, cut these guys off. And you join the attack. Airborne artillery advance. Okay, is that yeah, upgrade. Okay, good and good. No. Okay, airborne para HQs. Very good. SSHQs will help with occupational duties. Have a fair amount of oppression just themselves. Okay, you support an attack here. If the Italians decide to go for one, you will support it, Rommel. And they did decide to go for one, okay. But why am I here alone? So you stop that. Yeah, this is way too slow. I gotta leave these guys at Oran and they'll move much faster, twice as fast, approximately. And money for fuel, yes, we want to get them in. Okay. Well, let's see. High velocity guns advance. Now that opens up the heavy, medium tank destroyers and other things. Great. We like that. Rebuild the 29th. Okay. Cool down. U-boat pens at Lorient are constructed. I know I talked about this before. Now, I was going on the other day now on the Twitch stream about using modern day images in this game. I basically refuse to do that. You might be able to call me on that someday. Inside the game, thumbnails are a different matter, because thumbnails, the purpose of a thumbnail is to get you to click on that video. If I thought putting women in bikinis on it would get you to click and then not be upset that there isn't a video of a woman in a bikini on it, I would be doing that. You know, obviously, clickbait that's completely deceptive backfires on you, including in the YouTube algorithm. They will, you know, notice that it's watched for 5 seconds or something like that. Not, you know, and definitely the longer, the more you consume of it, the better the ratings the algorithms gives things. So, you know, completely deceptive clickbait is counterproductive. I'm not saying morally wrong or right, I'm just saying counterproductive. I will definitely use clickbaity type, and I've learned very much some tricks to get you guys to click more often on the videos. So that is definitely what I'm doing. With those that's the only real sort of purpose is to get you to click on the videos. But inside the game is a different matter, because we've already sort of got you in the game. I'm not trying to convince you to do something. So you know, basically, I can't really think of a modern sort of image I'm using now. I guess you can sort of, you know, well, a modern photograph of like a real period badge. Yeah, okay, it's a new photograph, but it's of a period badge. Now, sometimes, especially a few times on some fantasy stuff that I've found, yeah, I'll use that because there is nothing from the period. You know, like a cuff band or the Wilhelm Gustloff SS Swiss division that never existed, or something like that. If I have a complete and total fantasy thing, you can't use real historical. But I never intentionally used any like reenactors. I say that because a couple of times I've looked at stuff and gone, really looks like a real photograph. But man, they sort of like seem to be showing off their stuff maybe a little too, you know, a little too posed. But I don't know. So I don't do that. Now, and I was going off about how wrong that they used from the movie Valkyrie, sort of a group of, I guess, German officers, but with the actors there, Tom Cruise and others that are in the movie looking at you. And it's a really nice photograph. And I know part of the reason they are doing that is because they're trying to do color images to match Hearts of Iron 4, you know, on black ice. And I just refuse to do, and think it's wrong to use modern day actors. Unless, now, of course, now, I know you might go, but gamer, you've got Hello mod. Yeah, that's a joke mod dealing with a modern, reasonably modern TV show. So yes, you will see when I'm doing a joke mod, and then as I'm saying this, I have the sort of the joke thing with the black shorts of Britain, the PG Wodehouse, and there are some stuff from the modern TV show in there. Spode is in there. So yeah, I did use that, but that is obviously a joke that I think just about everybody's getting. Now, here is where I don't think is wrong, but it's just something I wouldn't choose to do, and I sort of referenced it, is the picture of the sub-pens. This is, I'm pretty sure, a scene from the movie where the sub obviously is like going out. So, of course, I don't know if they turn around, so they would probably have to back in this way, too. I don't know. But, I mean, they don't turn around inside the sub pen. Can't have enough room to do that. So, this is not wrong because you're not putting a modern day face of somebody on top of von Stauffenberg or something like that. That's sort of what I object to. And so, yeah. So this isn't wrong. It's just something... And this looks like a very nicely correct looking World War II style image. And so I'm not against that. And we're going to go with this, yes. And I believe we talked about that before. Deploy the 702nd Infantry Division, yes. Is that on the map? Bunch of these things because I've had a... Okay, this is one of those fortress divisions up here. Okay, good. Okay, well, we don't have the image, the counter image for this size. I mean, it's should be a version of this thing, but otherwise looks good. These are extremely slow. Okay, good. We are helping to fortify against invasion because I do want to. Well, the Flieger Führer, Flieger Führer Norwegian is up here. I don't know why we sent them. Were they up there? I don't know. Well, let's give you a link to Air Luftwaffe Command Luftfloat down there. Okay. But good, we are getting some units. Because we're already having this little thing, we don't need more invasions against too weak of forces. Oh, also if you want to do something that is better for victory versus immersion. Obviously, we have organization tote, the whole thing, you know, here. And Middle Norwegian. I followed the U.S. handbook on it, which very well could be wrong, but it was the best source I could find. So this has a militia unit here. If this is, whether it's a scripted invasion or a regular invasion, this unit's going to fight alone as part of the stack of units. You know, that maybe all these units will be fighting, some degree defeat in detail. But if you were to say add that to this division here, that would make this division fight all the better. So just sort of keep those in mind if you want to actually make the defense better. The police, well, they're going to be even weaker trying to fight, but they would fight better again here. And this division here, that I just sort of I made this whole to get in occupied because I thought this was going to be a bit late. I'll probably, as these fortress divisions come about, these guys very well may get moved to the Indian Ocean or someplace like that, which I was actually thinking of that because I knew that we were going to be having some of the fortress divisions, but just as a thing. Okay, the Fug 202 Liechtenstein B/C, because I think they're two different models. Liechtenstein radar was among the earliest airborne radars available to the Luftwaffe in World War II, and the first one utilized exclusively in air interception role development by Telefunken. Developed by Telefunken. It was available in at least 4 major versions. Fug is short for Funkgerät or radio set. The early Fug 2.2 Liechtenstein was not deployed until 1942. Now, see, I knew a little bit of this. I don't remember the, model numbers, but I knew it was developed by Telefunken. Well, before this, well, I guess that 3 of these radar levels, I think it is, or 2 of them, I don't know, come from earlier events in TRE, dealing with the television station, the Telefunken project, because I knew that sort of supporting that, I look at that and as sort of a media, getting out National Socialist ideology is part of it, but part of it was the idea that they were developing radar elements later on. So by investing in that, you get this. So we get aviation air search radar. The other one that historically, okay, Albert Speer. Historically, Speer became Minister of Armaments and Munitions in 1942. A title enlarged the following year to Minister of Armaments and War Production, when he was in charge not only of armaments production, transportation, and placement, but also the final authority over raw materials and industrial production. Yeah, like I've talked before with Speer, he is continues to get more and more power. He's very influential within the Third Reich, and Hitler liked the idea of competing agencies over a particular sphere of things, like the idea that you would have the Abwehr doing foreign intelligence, and you would have the Ausland SD elements doing foreign intelligence, and of course there's also the foreign ministry. I mean, that's what foreign ministries, state departments do, is gather intelligence. Now, they're generally speaking not spies in the sense that they have a passport that says, "Hi, I'm a diplomat," and they get accredited to the nation. And so if they want to, you can put a cocoon of people around them, like, say, if a U.S. diplomat, which we've recently had as head of CIA at the time, but Mike Pompeo, who is now the Secretary of State for the U.S. State Department, Foreign Minister, when he's in North Korea and all of his staff members are when he visited there briefly, any of his staff members with him, they don't go anywhere without one or more North Koreans standing next to him. Sure, they can go into their own hotel room or whatever without the North Koreans, but they don't have the ability to interact with anybody locally without a North Korean standing next to you. So that's at a totalitarian regime with perceived, and I don't know whether, shall we say, a Chinese diplomat isn't also constantly followed by a North Korean minder. Probably is. So, but diplomats are intelligence gatherers. Sometimes they get confidential intelligence slipped to them, whether they have, managing spies or whatever. So that's also going on. But so Hitler likes the idea that it isn't just the Abwehr, because one, let's say the Abwehr puts somebody in charge of, spying in Scandinavia at some point. Okay, against friends and or enemies. Well, maybe that guy is pathetic and not doing a good job, or just stops doing a good job because he doesn't care anymore. Or maybe he's really gets turned by the other side, or maybe he's doing a great job, but he's only doing so much with his agents, and they think they're doing it. Where if you have the SS with their Ausland, the SD part of the SS with their Ausland element, also looking around Scandinavia, they may be looking at different things, finding out other information, maybe finding out the same information by getting it through a different source, so it's a confirmation. So Hitler likes that competing element. Sometimes he will sort of let one agency win and take over and get more of the stuff. A good example of that would be the SS with the police departments. Basically internal security. Anything outside of military, sort of police or military type thing, eventually comes under the SS. The only sort of, internal security, you still have the SA running around. And they're still very much running around for internal security too. So yeah, even there, but basically the SS has won. I mean, there's still other things existing, but all of the police departments are under the SS. Every level, the Orpo, everything is under the SS. They're not all SS, but they're all under SS control, basically. Like I say, you have the SA that's outside of it. So you have that kind of thing. Winners. Then winners that, like just said, doesn't necessarily mean that they're exclusive, but they're the ones sort of in charge of it. Well, this doesn't work if you have, say, 2 or 3 different people dealing with raw materials. You know, different agencies, people, whatever. One may be dealing with, oh, well, I'm in charge of all raw material, all steel that's imported into Germany from outside of Germany, which could be from, say, Sweden, or it could be from, say, Belgium, because it's outside of Germany and there's steel production there. And versus another guy, I'm in charge of all of the steel in Germany. So the guy who's in charge of the external stuff, they could say, oh, well, this train load is delivered to a factory producing submarines, and so he has control over that. And Speer needs, or the production needs, more steel for aircraft engines. Well, you know, and so there was this fight, allocations of steel. I mean, right now I think we've been bombed a little bit. Look here. Let this go a little bit here. I don't know. Yeah, could be bombing here. Let's see. Okay, well, let's add in a couple of radar stations. Ooh, and we want to put those up to the top too. So, but steel should be a critical, and as I've come to learn this more and more, I think players just don't want to put up with it, a critical allocation element for Germany. But, so, you know, Speer finally gets control over all kinds of industrial production, including non-war production, because it needs to be shifted to war production, you know. So if you were making, I don't know, shoes, women's shoes, men's shoes, whatever, okay, well, now you're making boots for the army, you know, or shoes for the army, because lots of guys wear shoes in the army too, or in the Luftwaffe, you know, people in, you know, command staff, headquarters, whatever, you know, they need shoes. So shifts that over. But he's also now in charge of leather, how much going for boots versus how much going for cartridge boxes, you know, on your bearing your ammo with you, things like that. And so it's now centralized, and you need that. Just a little thing. That's Xavier Deutsch right there with the sort of Hitlerite mustache. He does not like, here he is, he does not like Speer at all. He was sort of Tote's. Speer and Tote, I'm not saying they didn't know each other, I just don't know, but I don't think they had much interaction. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure they knew who each other was, and at times Speer was getting raw materials and using organization Tote labor for some of his earlier Reich Chancery type projects, but I don't think there was a lot of interaction. Deutsch, at least of my current research and understanding, is sort of the next big guy under Tote in organization Tote is Xavier Deutsch, and I think part of it is, you know, he's a he's a Tote partisan, you know, I likes him. But hey, Speer, who was never part of organization Tote, never in the SA, he was in the NSKK for a while, very early on, because he was a party member and he had a car. That was basically why he was in the NSKK, and helped drive people around a little bit very early on. But he otherwise was not a uniform wearer, but he immediately, when taking this, dons the organization Tote uniform, which is the SA uniform cloth-wise, with the sort of organization Tote badges, including the thing up there. But so I think Deutsch is partially just pissed that he didn't get the job, but they really dislike each other, and we may see more of that go on. Okay. Shipbuilding technologies advance. Let's see. Yeah. What both of these do. Okay, we want to stop that. That's good. And U-boat building technologies, and we have our monthly sort of partisan outbreak here. Oh, that's us. I was thinking for a minute that okay. You attack there. You attack there. Waiting for supplies because things are pathetic here. Okay, let's have a look at the plans. But before we broadcasting, let's strategic effects. Okay, we have entertainment shows. We can go to huge. We have heroic tales, and we have news and politics. So huge is the next thing. It's one of the reasons we want to have lots of money. We need more money. We're not really, more money would be nice, but we're not really worried about consumer goods mostly. Organization regain rate, national unity is good, and territorial pride is good. Huge news and politics, ruling party support is very good, national unity, territorial pride. Okay, we've got enough popularity for now. So we're going to go with organizational regain element. Well, that doesn't really improve us, does it? 1% to 1%. Territorial pride. Well, we're not defending Germany very much, so national unity, territorial pride is less here, but it's we're changing. We're gonna go to huge news and politics. So. Okay, Axis forces seize Malta. The seizure of strategic positions is essential to keep up the pace of our conquest. We need to quickly ensure these positions for the next phase of our offensive. Good, advance, 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 forwards, forwards, forwards. United Kingdom gains descent, loses national unity. We'll get Operatione C3 successful event. Well, they did attack, and the Italians, and I really think having them starting that invasion before really helped grind through the enemy. Okay, deploy coastal defense artillery to the Norwegian ports. Key ports along the Norwegian coast were defended with heavy artillery batteries from both the Heeres and Kriegsmarine. Many guns were from captured French arsenal in 1940. Those guns stayed in use until the end of the war. Norway, yes. Okay, Panzer Army Africa during the summer. We won't need to read all that, but use manpower, following effects until September 42. A long time, but bit big of a hit, but okay. And I knew we would get that. Welcome to here. We'll be shipping you out further south into Africa soon. And since we've got it, let's go with huge news and politics. We could decide not to do them, obviously, but we want that. And well, let's come down here and well, just about every division has artillery in it. Not every little thing, but most divisions do. We've won. Oh, we've won up here. Okay, everybody, attack. Okay, they're sort of counterattacking while we're attacking. That's fine. We want to bring them down. Save this. And on that note, we're going to end the episode here, trying to keep these a bit shorter. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. And if you, like I said, haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Love to see you around more often. And, of course, please post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas, corrections. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.